Hello everyone. Today I have made this recording to announce the foundational knowledge that will lead to world peace. This foundation is our mind, which is the life element that is empty, clear, and pure. It is the primal element that existed before all things. I want to proclaim this knowledge for us to learn. This is the only subject that all of us must study because we have already learned everything else in this world. Only the knowledge of the primal element, or our mind, remains unexplored until we achieve complete realization. Do you know that if we reverse the stream and turn inward to know our inner primal element, we will release all delusional attachments and return to our original primal state? If we come to know that we are the primal element, empty, clear, and absolutely pure, the life element, the original element, if we retreat inward, we will see everything as external. We will see our body as worthless, not truly our body. We will see very clearly that this speaking voice instantly becomes not us. Mental images, emotions, and all perceived phenomena become external. Nothing is us. When we reach this element, we see that we are this pure element. What have we been deluded about? A brilliant realization arises, and tears will fall like waking from a dream. When we suddenly awaken, we understand the truth that everything we understood in this world was all a dream. Once we understand this, everything we previously knew collapses completely. Once we awaken from this long dream, our pure life element awakens. We are the pure life element, empty, clear, extremely clear. Our element is the true Dhamma element. We have never studied this subject to this level where it completely removes our sense of self. We become one with the emptiness of infinite universes. We are the life element without any conditions, peaceful, empty, absolutely pure, clearer than crystal, extremely clear. We are the primal element, and this knowledge must be proclaimed for everyone to know. We have been deluded into believing we are human, believing this is our body. This body is born to disintegrate. Don't we know this? This body doesn't last long. It's born to disintegrate. Even this world is born to disintegrate. Even this speaking voice appears and disappears. This voice cannot be grasped, has no form. It appears and vanishes. These are manifestations of our empty, clear, pure life element. Sound, mental images, emotions are just rippling phenomena. Even this current state of knowing, of hearing my voice. Observe how it hears by itself, knows by itself, doesn't it? When a scent contacts, it knows by itself. When food enters the mouth, the tongue knows taste by itself. When air touches, it knows hot and cold by itself. The eyes know by itself. All these phenomena, these functions of knowing, they know by themselves. The question is, can we observe this truth, that this knowing knows by itself? No need to intentionally hear, it hears by itself. The question is, where is our self? If we grasp this principle and observe carefully, ask our heart, ask ourselves, inquire within. If hearing happens by itself, speaking happens by itself, thinking happens by itself, emotions arise by themselves, and everything dissolves by itself, this voice speaks and vanishes by itself, then where is our self? Observe within, and we will begin to see the truth that these phenomena are not us. Until knowledge arises spontaneously, accepts and understands, it truly sees that it's not us. Then the question will arise, where is our self? And an answer will emerge from within, there is no self. When this empty, clear, pure life element understands this truth, what we call liberation from delusional attachment occurs, like awakening from a dream. When we wake up, we instantly know, was it all a dream? Similarly, when we break free from this voice, mental images, emotions knowing, break free from these phenomena through this understanding, see it, observe it. Once we break free, we will understand everything. We will know we have no form. We are the empty, clear life element, extremely clear element, absolutely pure, deeply peaceful and cool, merged as one with all things, formless. Consider, when there is no form and no mental formations, who can suffer? Then there remain no manifestations at all. It transcends happiness and suffering, transcends selfhood, transcends all matters in this world, transcends everything. This is the truth. When we reach this, results will manifest. Why would we oppress, quarrel, compete, harm each other, feel anger, hatred, vengeance, or kill each other? When nothing is truly us, why struggle to fight over land, food, or anything? Because this body only needs one meal a day to survive. With a place to sleep and one meal, this body can live. It will begin to live sufficiently, and we will not oppress each other. If someone has causes for wealth, causes for prosperity, let them prosper. But it won't come from trying to gain excessively, because we know deeply that nothing is truly us. There will only be sharing more when we have more, living simply when we have less. There will be no suffering about anything, and we will help support each other because nothing is truly us. When nothing is truly us, we simply live together waiting for this body to disintegrate. During the time this body exists and lives, say we have 20 more years, let's live these 20 years fully. Help and support each other, take care of our children, bring everyone to listen to my recordings, help everyone understand our empty, clear, pure life element. Let's teach one another, adults teaching children, parents teaching children, teachers teaching students, everyone teaching each other, starting from childhood. To be awakened, to observe within, to observe manifestations. This inner speaking voice is not us. Look carefully. Mental images are not us. Emotions are not us. This knowing phenomenon is not us. It knows by itself. Observe all these manifestations. They function by themselves. Observe and you will see. Then the pure element will break free from attachment and clinging. I will explain back to the origin, which I've explained in many recordings already. This is the only knowledge we've never known. The empty, clear, pure Dhamma element, called the pure life element, our true element. But we've never known it. Therefore, this knowledge is what everyone must learn, and it challenges us all. Those who are intelligent and wise, the sooner they come to understand and see this truth, I tell you, anyone who listens to my recordings, no more than 7 days, no more than 7 months, no longer than that. For intelligent people, truly no more than 7 days. A flash of clear knowing will arise and they'll break free. Then we'll see the marvel of complete illumination, and we'll become the pure, clear element that merges with everything. We will know all things across infinite universes. We will know everything. Some will even see the spirits of those who have passed away, who remain trapped in their old beliefs, old delusions, not knowing they have died. They still believe they are alive. We will see them continuing to act as before, even though they have no physical form. We will see these spirit bodies still remaining there, and we can help them too. Sometimes we will see what we were in past lives, and some people who are very sensitive will experience many more marvelous revelations. But these things are just playthings. They are natural phenomena we've never known before. They cannot be known through the eyes, but will be known through our own mind, when we reach the pure element of our mind. This knowledge we must reach through methods that will be explained, which have been explained in every recording already. Let me first explain about suffering. Right now, we believe we are human, even though we have never been human. We've come to believe we are human. When this body grows old, sick, and dies, we cry and grieve over this body that ages and sickens. When it nears death, we suffer greatly, fear death intensely. But know this, we must first understand that this body is born to disintegrate. It doesn't last long. When this body disintegrates, what remains is a mind that still doesn't know it is a pure element. We are this element. We are the clear, pure element that doesn't know it is a clear, pure element. And our mind will ripple and form attachments to a new body, becoming water creatures, land animals, winged beings, and then being eaten. Our mind essence then drifts, seeking new bodies, cycling through animal forms, mostly as animals, rarely as humans. We guard our possessions. Whatever we cherish and worry about, we become animals guarding that place. Whatever beings or animals we have harmed, we will repay by becoming such animals. Going round and round, we eat them. They eat us, back and forth. Born as those animals to be eaten, then born as others who eat them, endlessly cycling like this. Because of our attachment, believing our anger is real, our love is real, our revenge is real, our vengeance is real, because of our clinging. We believe we are human, believe this is our house, so we'll be born as animals living in this house, like geckos, lizards and such. Whatever we worry about, whatever we cherish, whatever we cling to, we'll be born as animals guarding those things. And know this, we've been like this countless times. Sometimes our body becomes an animal, like a cat. We understand ourselves as being a cat when our mind dwells in a cat's body. When first emerging from the cat's womb as a tiny kitten, beginning to move, drinking mother's milk, gradually growing, then running and playing. We are taught to understand that we are a cat, but in cat language, just meow, 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 making these sounds. But it can communicate meaningfully with its mother cat. It has instincts that understand how to live. Must find food. After eating we sleep. After sleeping we wake up to find food, play around. Then when full we sleep again, wake up to find food. Just only this. We as humans are the same. Let's compare it to being imprisoned. We create a cage and imprison ourselves in it. We dwell in bodies of animals, humans, these masses of elements. Our element dwells in these physical forms, whether in bodies of water creatures, land animals, winged beings, or two-legged beings. And we mistakenly believe this is our body. We create a prison, then live in that prison. Aren't we foolish? And we suffer with this prison too. When this prison body grows old, we suffer greatly with it. When it's sick, we suffer with it. When it's close to stopping breath, stopping means death, we suffer with it. Look, we cling to this as our body. But let's try to understand properly. This body is born to die, born to disintegrate. It doesn't last long. Do you understand this? Understand this first. If we accept this truth, we will be at ease from the delusion of clinging to this physical form, because this body is already born to die, born to disintegrate. But our life element, which is our clear, pure element, or called mind, our consciousness, still doesn't know itself. It continues seeking new bodies, being the same again, then dying by being eaten, by fighting, getting wounded, succumbing to wound infection, dying. And we truly believe we are that animal. When we die, we're forced into another animal body, and we cling to being that animal again. In conclusion, which animal are we really? Even now we believe we're human, but before we were cats, fish, rats, tigers, elephants, cows, goats, chickens, ducks. Before this, we were the very animals we eat, eating each other back and forth. Now in a human body we believe we are human again. Can we understand this? This body doesn't last long. This body is born to disintegrate. This body is born to die. And what do we do every day? We wake up to find food, then we sleep. Then wake to find food, sleep, wake to find food, sleep, cycling in this whirlpool, just circling. As animals, it's like this. As humans, it's like this. Cycling in the whirlpool of eating, sleeping, sleeping, waking. And finally, this body dies, either eaten or expired, dying of old age. But there is one nature that never ages, never sickens, has no age and never dies, was never born. This immortal, eternal nature is the mind, the empty, clear life element, an extremely clear element, and absolutely pure. So pure that if we reach our own pure element within, which becomes easy through listening to my recordings frequently, not difficult. Listen daily, listen constantly, understanding grows with each listening. Then it will release, becoming light, open, light, open, light, open, light, open, and finally breaking free completely. It will be ultimately light and open. How could it not be light without a body? And our pure, clear life element doesn't even have this speaking voice. No mental images, no thinking phenomenon, no emotions, not even this knowing. There is only pure purity. Do we know what pure means? It means nothing mixed in at all. Nothing. Not even a speck of dust mixed in. No thoughts, thinking, emotions, or any mental formations within. Only absolute purity, clear, merging with all infinite universes. This is our true primal element, the original element, the origin of all things. Think of the very beginning, or we can erase everything right now. If we erase this body, what remains is just mind and mind's manifestations. Only this much, just life element and manifestations of life element. Manifestations are voice, mental images we think, emotions that appear, knowing phenomena, and memory recognition, all memories. These are the mind's manifestations. After erasing the body, what remains are the mind's manifestations enveloping the life element. We are the life element inside, bright and clear, extremely pure within us. The clear element inside, but it's enveloped by manifestations. Now let's erase this speaking voice, the voice that's speaking. Erase it completely, can't speak anymore. Erase mental images, can't visualize. Erase emotions too, no emotions remain at all. Now erase this knowing phenomenon, even knowing doesn't exist, like when we're in deep sleep. Where do we go when we're in deep sleep? Where do we disappear to? We are the empty, clear life element that has nothing at all, right there, absolutely pure. But our element is not yet awakened, not yet clearly realized that it is the empty, clear, pure element. There's not yet clear realization, not yet wisdom. We just need to learn what we truly are. This is wisdom. This is clear realization. We don't seek anything from dwelling in this body. We weren't born to just eat, sleep, wake, eat, sleep, wake, then die. We weren't born to seek these things and be deluded by just this. Rather, we were born to learn about the pure element, our pure life element. Understand, we can reach this pure life element only when we don't cling to this body, don't cling to voice, mental images, emotions, knowing phenomenon. Don't cling to any of these manifestations. See that these manifestations are not us. When we can see this, this life will awaken and we will clearly realize our true nature. Compare. What is the empty, clear, pure element like? Know what? It's right in front of us, intangible, can't be grasped by hand, clear, right in front of us. In this clearness before us, empty, nothing there. There's air, oxygen, carbon dioxide air. There's air in this emptiness, right? This air is not the empty clearness. When air moves, it becomes violent storms, thunder and lightning, destroying everything. Yet all of this exists within the empty clearness in front, and none of this can affect the empty clearness. Even if we throw a nuclear bomb into this empty clearness in front, this empty clearness wouldn't be affected at all. We are this element, but this pure, clear element just doesn't know what it is. For it to learn what it is, it must create a suit. Like if we want to go into the deep ocean, we must create a diving suit, deep diving gear, and a submarine vessel. We must create a vessel to go into the water, must have a suit, must have armor against pressure, must have oxygen tanks, must have a suit, let's say. We are the empty, clear element. The empty, clear element has no form. We are that which has no form, alive but formless. For us to know what we are, we must have a suit, must create tissue. Let's call it creating manifestations. Like a soap bubble, this is a simple comparison for understanding. To understand something, we must create a soap bubble, a clear membrane to envelop us. Once we create this soap bubble to envelop ourselves, now we exist within the bubble, like wearing a suit, but a clear suit. Now it has form, like a soap bubble. Once we form like a soap bubble, when something contacts its surface, the bubble can sense it. Now you're hearing my voice, see? It's hearing the sound, it's sensing, receiving the contact. When this sound contacts our mind perceives this manifestation. See how now our mind or our life element is perceiving this sound. See how this perceiving nature perceives by itself. Can you see? No need to intentionally hear. No need to intentionally perceive. No need to practice anything. Can you see that nature perceives by itself? Whoever sees this point, tears will flow, realizing that the element perceives by itself. Then, where is our self? Let the mind answer itself. Let the life element answer itself. Whenever it accepts the truth that it has nothing to do with these manifestations at all, there is no self at all. If this is understood, it will break free, tears will flow. Like we used to understand we were human, that understanding of being human completely collapses. Like having a recorder recording that we're human with stories from birth until now, we remember it all. The recorded memory completely collapses, nothing remains. And what remains is emptiness, openness, lightness. And it will be strange. What is this? What are we really? Why do we have no form? Why are we so light and open? Why is nothing us at all? There is only empty, clear purity, only clearness and purity. And another kind of understanding will arise unlike any knowledge in this world, knowledge that needs no language, needs no mental images, needs no emotions, needs no manifestations at all. But it has self-knowing realization that we are this pure element. Then what are we deluded about in this world? And it will see the world this way, like a dream. Why are we deluded in this dream world? It doesn't truly exist. Nothing has real substance. Why be deluded? We cry, wanting to tell this world as I'm speaking now. I'm trying to point you to understand this knowledge that we all have but don't know. We live off an empty, clear and pure life element, yet we don't know this life element at all. Do you understand? Instead, we become deluded by appearances, deluded that we are human. This empty, clear life element has no form, no coming or going, no darkness or brightness. It merges into one with the infinite universe. It is not human. The truth is, we have never been human. We have never been born into this world. Do you understand? We don't have names, we don't have surnames, we have no age. The life element has no gender, no age, no name, no surname. No one can give birth to it. The life element cannot be created by anyone, but the life element creates everything, creates this sound, creates mental images, creates emotions, creates awareness, creates the body, creates all material elements in the infinite universe from this life element, empty, clear, pure. Who would know that we have never been born into this world? Who would know that this body is not our body? Who would know that this speaking voice has no self? Who would know? Mental images have no self. Emotions have no self. The state of knowing knows itself. Who would know that this knowing has no knower? Who would know that while speaking now there is no speaker? Who would know that sound is not sound? It is merely a manifestation arising within the life element. Who would know that we are lost in a conventional world, a series of manifestations with no inherent self, where nothing truly belongs to us or is us? We seek after manifestations that are not ours. We quarrel and compete for manifestations that were never ours to begin with. We are attached to this bodily manifestation, even though this body is just a natural element, manifesting only to dissolve. Come to think of it, we are like the earth. Water dwells in the earth, trees dwell in the earth, all animals dwell on the earth, everything dwells on the earth. We fire bombs at each other, nuclear weapons at each other, destroying everything on earth. But the earth never suffers, never is troubled. Everything on this earth arises and dissolves, returning to the earth. A tree emerges from the earth, starts as a small sapling, grows into a big tree, grows extensively, but finally breaks and dies, dissolving back into earth again. All living things arise on the earth. Countless creatures emerge from the earth, trample the earth, excrete on the earth. But the earth is never affected. Animals grow large, devour each other, destroy each other, change extensively, but finally these animals die, becoming earth again. Do we see this nature? We are exactly like this. The empty, clear element before us, the empty, clear element before us, untouchable, has air dwelling within it. This air is like our state of awareness. Right now we are hearing my voice. This state of knowing is just like air. Air dwells in the empty, clear space, but air is not the empty, clear space. Air merely dwells within it. Now this air moves, becoming fierce storms. The moving air becomes fierce storms in many forms. It's like this sound, like mental images, like emotions. Whether we feel anger, joy, or neutrality, whether we think this or that or imagine this or that, it's just like the storms. Whatever kind of wind, whatever way it explodes, both the air and its movement into fierce storms, no matter how violent, cannot affect the empty, clear space before us at all. Do you understand this point? Even if we throw an atomic bomb into the empty, clear space before us, exploding and destroying everything, even if this body dies and dissolves, there remains an empty, clear element that is never affected, never knows about the explosion, never knows this is wind, never knows this is a hurricane, never knows this is nuclear. Even though everything may explode and be destroyed in complete devastation, this nature is never affected. Just like the earth. We are the empty, clear, pure life element that is the original element. This empty, clear, pure life element. To understand our own nature, to understand ourselves, we must create tools. They are merely tools. We create these tools, which are the rippling conditions at our surface. It's like we create clear soap bubbles to enclose ourselves. Let's put it this way. It's clearer. We create clear soap bubbles to enclose ourselves, but we are the empty, clear space inside the bubble. Can you picture this? We are the empty, clear space within the bubble. These enclosing clear soap bubbles are like a subtle shell, a refined shell. And when we create this clear soap bubble, this clear shell can be aware. When something contacts it, it can perceive and ripple. This state of awareness upon contact, this condition is like how we are hearing my voice right now, isn't it? No need to intentionally hear, it is hearing, it is aware by itself, right? Observe carefully. Let's hold on to my voice. Hold on to the sound. Observe inside. Observe deep inside ourselves, inside our mind, deep within our life element. We will know that we are aware of this sound inside. Try closing your eyes and hold on to my voice deep inside, at the center of our mind. We will know that this sound contacts our mind deep inside. And now this deep inner mind of ours is aware of this sound by itself. Do you notice? It is aware by itself. When the sound ends, it's empty with nothing. When sound contacts again, awareness arises anew. Do you see? Without sound, it's empty. With sound, awareness arises again. This perception and the sound that impacts it are like phenomena appearing and functioning on their own, performing their own sensing function. When there's no sound, the sensing dissolves back into the original empty, clear element. It's like wind hitting a soap bubble. There's a rippling perception when wind strikes, but when the wind stops, that rippling ceases. These phenomena aren't us, though. We are the empty, clear element inside the bubble. The sound I'm speaking now is merely a phenomenon. This rippling phenomenon isn't the sound itself. It's just a phenomenon. No one is speaking and no one is hearing. There's only the rippling phenomenon, rippling as the act of knowing. Our minds are now rippling in the act of knowing, rippling to understand this language. Our minds or life elements already understand this language completely now. Can you see that it listens, understands and comprehends already? We don't need to try to understand. We don't need to focus on listening. We don't need to concentrate, grasp, hold, think, contemplate. or memorize phenomena. I'm not telling you to memorize, not teaching you to memorize or think. We only need to hold onto my voice and inwardly contemplate into our empty, clear life element. Deep inside, just observe that this knowing of sound, it knows by itself, doesn't it? It performs the function of knowing by itself. The question is, where is our self? Let the mind answer on its own. No need to think, memorize, or conclude. The mind will answer itself. Listen to understand. Keep understanding until it reaches the heart. Understanding will continue, and knowing, lightness and spaciousness will arise naturally. The teacher will show us truths that we have never heard from anywhere since we were born. When our life essence comes to reside in the bubble, we create this bubble to envelop ourselves so that we can learn everything. Then these life essences come to reside in the body. They come to reside in the container of the body. The first container is a clear container that envelops us, the bubble. We then come to reside in the second container, which is coarser than before, the container of the body. This is so we can use this body to communicate and converse in order to learn about our pure life essence. Because without a complete language like we have in this era, understanding the life essence would be difficult. If we were born as other creatures, we'd have no chance to understand the life element. We're fortunate to be born human, as only humans can create such refined language to learn about the inner mind. We've learned everything, how water forms, where Earth comes from, how this world originated, how the universe began. We've heard that before everything. Before the universe and all things, there was pure, clear emptiness from the very beginning. That's exactly what our mind has been from the start, but we are formless life elements. In that primordial, clear emptiness, a point exploded. The Big Bang. The explosion first created mass energy, which induced the formation of tiny dust particles, small elemental matter. This elemental matter had mass energy enveloping it. The energy became these dust particles, these tiny elements, with mass energy rotating around them like magnetic poles. They attracted each other, condensing to form suns and countless stars. Initially, there was only heat from the high-speed compression and rotation, burning everything, fusing everything into one mass. As it cooled, it became many stars. The sun burned bright. When these elements combined with intense heat, they produced light, gravitational attraction, forming solar systems, galaxies, universes. This was the beginning. Earth formed, and on it tiny living things emerged. Our life element, which was originally formless in space's emptiness, upon witnessing this emergence after the Big Bang explosion and formation of various elements fusing into countless stars and matter, rippled to attach and dwell within these elements. It inhabited tiny particles, becoming single-celled organisms, then 2 cells, 3 cells, evolving into various animals until becoming human. Through evolution, we existed since ancient times, as single-celled organisms, then 2 cells. When life element or consciousness inhabited matter, it became alive. We were the earliest animals, single-celled, 2-celled, 3-celled organisms from that era. Countless minds from the empty universe came to inhabit physical forms, attaching to various shapes, beginning life, dividing, reproducing, evolving until becoming us. We died and were reborn repeatedly in those animal forms. As one animal, we were eaten and died. Our consciousness sought a new body, becoming another animal, sometimes eating others, sometimes being eaten. That body would die, and then we would be reborn as a container in the form of another animal. We evolved through ancient animals, sea creatures, flying creatures. We were all of those. Others ate us. This body died. We were reborn, got a new animal body. We lived to eat and sleep, sleep and eat. Then were eaten and died. Then inhabited a new animal, eating and sleeping again, eating others, being eaten. Born to eat, sleep, wake, eat, sleep, wake, eat, sleep. We've been every type of animal, yet our pure, clear, empty life element never became anything.
Understand? The mind, being pure, empty, clear element, wanted to know what it was. We just wanted to learn what we are, so we created tools, created bubble-like phenomena to encase ourselves, to be able to ripple and manifest, to perceive, think, feel emotions, and remember.
Once we created a clear bubble to envelop us, we are the empty element, clear and void inside, which is the original element. Now we must come to reside in the container of the body. Now we're lost, deluded into thinking we're human. We've passed through countless bodies, dying and being reborn millions of times, changing bodies endlessly. Even now, we continue being born into bodies without end. It will be endless like this. Born to seek food, clinging to this body as ours, claiming things as ours. We fight, hate, curse, bomb each other, launch nuclear weapons, destroy one another daily. The rich seek more wealth endlessly, though they can only eat one plate of food. The poor struggle in anger, striving just to have food. Everyone struggles for food, fighting, stealing, killing, destroying each other just to eat, sleep, wake, eat, sleep, wake, eat, sleep, wake, trapped in the cycle of birth, deluded in the body. Because whenever we have a body, we become preoccupied with eating since the body needs food. But really, one plate of food is enough to sustain us all day. Yet we're never satisfied. We create paper called money, then struggle to accumulate as much as possible, wanting more and more. But no matter how much we have, we still only eat one plate of food. We fight, harm and destroy each other for this paper, all just to eat one plate. Wake up to perform just this function. Why struggle, destroy and compete? Because nothing truly belongs to us or is really us. We are the empty, clear life element, just inhabiting this body to learn this knowledge. We've learned everything in this world, but the more we learn, the more we harm each other, hoping to be wealthy, powerful, wanting to rule the world, all just to eat that same one plate of food. No matter how great one becomes, it's still for one plate of food. Do we understand this? So if we study the knowledge of mind, of our inner pure, empty, clear life element, we see that truly we are empty, clear elements. We created a clear membrane to manifest as sound, as this speaking voice, as mental images, emotions, perceptions. These phenomena are not us. We created them for temporary use, like creating nets and fishing rods to catch fish. Once we get the fish, we don't need these tools. We inhabit the body to see the truth that we are pure element. Once understood, this body becomes meaningless. When it ages, sickens or dies, we don't suffer because it's not our body. We're just temporary residents, like consciousness inhabiting a robot. We are the empty, clear, pure consciousness residing in this robot. The robot isn't us. We're the empty, clear life element, the consciousness. Yet we misunderstand and think we are this robot, with name, gender, age, parents. But our pure, empty, clear life element or consciousness has no form. We are the formless life element without phenomena, peaceful, empty, utterly spacious, merged with the primordial universe, one with the empty clarity before us, one with everything. We forgot we are this pure element, instead deluding ourselves into thinking we're this robot. Why fight and destroy each other? Just for one plate of food? Wake up. I want you to understand this first. If we still think we're human, this robot, we'll keep destroying each other. Peace cannot exist while we believe in me and mine. World peace, tranquility, mutual help can only emerge when we realize we are the pure, empty, clear life element. We are this pure element called the mind. This robot body is not us. This sound is not us. Mental images are not us. Emotions are not us. These perceptions are not us. Thus, nothing in this world is truly ours. If we go through deep listening and understanding, observe this speaking voice speaking by itself, observe thoughts thinking various things in the mind, observe the inner voice carefully. It speaks by itself, thinks continuously. It's not us, and has no real substance cannot be grasped. Sound has no form like flatulence. It appears then vanishes. Understand? Don't grasp it. Sound appears and vanishes. Mental images appear and vanish. Emotions appear and vanish. These perceptions appear and vanish. Like flatulence, it happens then, it's gone. Whether speaking, thinking, emoting or knowing, it functions day and night. Their business, not ours. We're just here to understand the nature of these phenomena we've long inhabited. We've changed bodies countless times but never learned about our life element. We've only learned about externals since birth. All animals, even humans, teach their offspring. Like us going to school, teachers instructing students everywhere. Everyone teaches thinking, memorizing, speaking, and struggling to make a living. Study to earn a living, wanting wealth, wanting to be the greatest in the world. But you know what? No one ever taught us that nothing is truly us. If we imagine realizing this truth and breaking free from human identity, free from the delusion that everything is us, we discover we are a lifeless element. A life element that's empty, utterly clear, absolutely pure, merged as one with the universe's emptiness. Before us, everything merges completely. Once we reach this element, there is no suffering. Empty, spacious, living in this world because this body hasn't expired yet, living without attachment, living with understanding. When we break free and know the truth, it's like waking from a dream world, like performing in theatre. At first wearing masks as man, woman, someone's child, pursuing wealth, doing various activities, making a living. Now we're wearing masks, completely believing we are these characters. We've acted in this place so long that we forgot we're not these characters. We just put on masks, becoming so immersed we forgot. Then one day, a wise sage points out that we're not this character, we're wearing a mask. Take off this mask, take it off. This body isn't us. Try erasing it. Erase this voice too, the one we memorized for acting our part. Erase these thoughts. Erase these mental images. Erase all emotions we're immersed in. None of these emotions are ours. And these perceptions, hearing sounds, knowing, smelling, tasting, touching, knowing now, the act of knowing isn't us either. Erase it all. We are empty, clear, pure element. When someone points out we're not this character or these memories, this speaking, thinking, emotions, perceptions, none of this is us. Are we just acting all of this? When we observe truly, yes, it hears by itself, smells by itself, speaks by itself, thinks constantly by itself, imagines by itself, feels emotions by itself, suddenly irritated by itself, happy by itself, its own emotions. When we observe inside, just observe inside and see none of this is us. Our life element breaks free. Understand? This means breaking free from this body, this voice, mental images, emotions, perceptions, memories that make us believe we're human. Breaking free from all these, we'll know the truth that we are empty, clear, pure life element. When we break free, we'll cry, feeling utterly light and radiant. We'll know this truth and end all doubts about why we were born. Like actors wearing masks, we've played all roles, every kind of animal, human countless times. We've acted so long we believed we were these things. But when a wise sage reveals this knowledge, and we observe whether we're truly this character or not, the director made us act for so long, but is it really us? When we come to realize that this body exists only to decay, that it cannot last long, and that when we die, the physical body perishes, where are we? Yes, we will be reborn again. The soul, the consciousness, the living essence must be reborn again if it still does not understand its true nature. Undoubtedly. The voice speaking now. Who is speaking? Who is aware? Who feels emotions? Who? When we observe carefully within, we realize it is not us. Observe closely. It is not us. It is merely Like clear water in the ocean. The clear water represents us. When it is disturbed, waves inevitably arise. The waves in the ocean represent all phenomena, perceptions, sounds, images, emotions. The waves might be strong, gentle, intense, joyful, serene, or indifferent. They are like the waves in the ocean. The waves do not possess an inherent self. If we use a vessel to scoop up a wave, we will find only water. There are no waves, only water. And the phenomena themselves are merely aspects of the water. If we try to touch a wave with our hand, we will feel only water. If we scoop up a wave with a ladle, we find only water. There is no way to find anything else. Similarly, if we try to grasp the sounds, thoughts, or emotions, we find only emptiness, just like the water. It is merely the nature of the elements. Similarly, if we try to grasp this sound with our hands, we will find only clear emptiness. Try to grasp an image in your mind, you will find only clear emptiness. Try to grasp an emotion, and again, you will find only clear emptiness. The awareness itself. Try to grasp it. You cannot, can you? Awareness cannot be held. Sounds, images, emotions, none of these can be grasped. What do we find instead? Do you know? Only clear emptiness. The sound echoing within our mind, the voice speaking inside us. Look carefully. It is merely a ripple in the emptiness. Mental images are just ripples in the clear emptiness. Emotions are simply ripples in the clear emptiness. Even awareness itself is but a ripple in the clear emptiness. These ripples occur within the clear, pure emptiness. So why cling to the ripples? They are not us. We are not these ripples, neither sound nor images nor emotions nor awareness. We are the pure, clear, and empty essence of life. Nothing else belongs to us. There is no need to cling, to quarrel, to hold on to anything as ours. Nothing truly belongs to us or is us in the first place. If we can break free from this, understanding more and more, it becomes lighter. The more we listen to the recordings, the lighter, more spacious, more comfortable, less suffering we become. Why suffer then? Because it's just something that's gone. Yesterday's bad emotions. If we think about them now, hatred from yesterday arises immediately when thought of. See? When we think, emotions arise instantly, even though the event has passed. When we don't engage with this voice, don't need to think, don't play with these thoughts. Let it think, let it imagine, let it feel, let it know. Don't engage with it, don't grasp, don't encourage it. Let the voice speak, let mental images imagine, let emotions do their function, let these perceptions perceive. Not us, not ours. Once we understand, it becomes light, spacious, lighter and lighter. Life becomes very comfortable, no more suffering. Finally, we'll break free, within 7 days or 7 months of listening to the recordings intensively. We'll understand everything and know this will be our final birth. We won't be reborn again. This will be the last body we inhabit. We will not return to dwell in a body again because we are the pure, clear, and empty essence. From now on, we will share this truth with everyone so they can realize this purity as we have. We will spread this knowledge, our recordings, to everyone in the world so that they too may see its wonder, feel its lightness, its freedom, and be free from suffering. Isn't that good? When we no longer suffer and understand everything, seeing that nothing is ours, it will lead to mutual support and sharing. Conversations will revolve around this pure essence. Whenever someone experiences this realization, they will share it with joy. We, in turn, will tell others. When they listen and begin to feel lighter, clearer, and more at ease, they will come back to tell us. People will then discuss only matters of lightness, clarity, and peace. This will lead to harmonious living. Why would anyone engage in conflict or exploitation when nothing truly belongs to anyone? There will be no pride, arrogance, or attempts to dominate others for personal gain. No striving to outshine others, because nothing is truly ours. Life will become about living together and helping one another, until these bodies naturally decay. This understanding forms the foundation of true world peace. It will emerge when we come to comprehend our original, pure essence. With this, I conclude. May everyone swiftly and fully realize this truth. May all beings understand it without delay. Thank you for watching and engaging with these teachings on awakening. If you found them meaningful, we would deeply appreciate your support through subscribing, liking the video, or sharing your thoughtful comments.